Let's get it. This is Life's Essential Ingredients with Jeff and a Mike, where we hope to inform, inspire, and transform lives, one essential ingredient at a time. Welcome to the show. Hello, listeners. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life's Essential Ingredients. And just wanted to say thanks, first of all, for you and for tuning in. Somehow we're in 47 countries now. 714 cities is the most up-to-date number. And we just want to say thanks. I wanted to share a short episode with you. I'm just by myself. And normally I don't do this stuff, but I kind of was knocked awake this morning. I'm an early morning walker and was walking down in my neighborhood and going down to the street that I call Gibby. And there's this guy down at the bottom waving like an 8-foot rake at me and just a big smile on his face. And so I'm so excited to get down there. I don't know this guy. And I get down there and he just says, hey, good morning. And he starts telling me about what he's doing. He's like, hey, I'm 85 years old. I wake up every morning and I go collect cans. And I walk about 10 miles a day. And he's been doing this for the past 50 years. And so we start just talking about life, and he wants to talk politics and what's going on in Vacaville and in California. And of course, the price of aluminum and plastic of what he's getting for. And then he goes on to tell me that he grew up a little bit in Tennessee, although he's from Gary, Indiana. And his dad was the strongest man in all of Tennessee, he said, picking up cars and tractors and stuff. And he just had a big old smile on his face. And then he said, hey, he got it from his mom, who used to milk cows for 7 hours a day and had veins the size of his fingers. And so needless to say, we probably spent 5 or 10 minutes together. And during that short amount of time, it was definitely like this show. We wanted to inform, inspire, and transform lives. And Felix ended up being his name. And he definitely did that for me. And more so kind of towards the end, because I didn't even barely get to a word in. Otherwise, he was talking and so fired up and gave me such good energy. So I finally introduced myself to him as we were leaving. And he's got gloves on because he's, picking up cans, and there's snakes out where we are and all kind of other animals and stuff. So he takes off his glove. And then he gets in almost like an athletic stance. And if you listen in, Mike and I are basketball coaches, but he gets down in like a defensive stance and he takes his glove off and he extends his hand. And I'm like, God, what's going on in my head? And then all of a sudden he says, like James Brown, show me what you got. And he wants me to squeeze his hand as hard as I possibly can, while at the same time, he wants to squeeze mine as hard as he possibly can. And for us to kind of go at it in a little battle just to compete to see who can squeeze the hand the hardest. And he's an old school guy. And he said, hey, this is what we do. And so we squeezed it. It felt like for 3 or 4 hours, but it was probably about 30 seconds or so. And I'm not going to say who won or who lost. But and then we kind of just parted ways after that. But then as I'm walking back up the hill to my house, it just hits me hard. Show me what you got is all he said. And he extended that hand. And what a cool way for me to start my day, thinking about, show me what I got. And what action am I going to take on this glorious day to make this world just a little bit better? And so I leave that with you. What action are you going to take to show you what you got? And to be like Felix, who's still just competing each and every day. And the roads where I live are dangerous. They're single lane roads, people going about 50 miles an hour, and he's walking them, looking for cans and showing everybody what he's got. So have a great day. And we look forward to having you listen in on other episodes. And you know how we do it. Boom, baby. That just happened. We out.